Program planning. Program planning. The starting of any systemic attempt to promote underdevelopment is to prepare useful program based on human as well as social needs. Program planning is also a procedure of working with the people in an effort to recognize problem and to determine possible solution or goal. Before going into the detail of the program planning process, let us understand the meaning of a terms like program plan and program planning in the context of social, may be rural or urban, development through veterinary and animal husbandry, extension, education. Program. Program is a statement of situation, objective, problems, and solution. It is relatively permanent but requires constant revision. Plan is a predetermined course of action. Plan may be tailored to a specific project or they may be established as standing plan, X 5-year plan for future action. Planning not only involves predetermining a course of action to be taken, but also include mentally searching for possibility of future problem that might appear. Program planning is a decision-making process involving critical analysis of the existing situations and the problem evaluation of the various alternatives to solve these problems and the selection of the relevant one giving necessary priorities based upon local needs and resources by the cooperative effort of the people, both official and non-official, with a view to facilitate the individual community growth and development. Project is a specification of work to be done or procedure to be followed in order to accomplish a particular objective. Development program. Developed program is a statement of situation, objective, problems, strategy, and solution to development problem and issue. The development program formulated for the sorry urban may be different from that the rural areas. Development program varies from time to time depending on the issue and problem cropped up at that particular period. Situation is a statement of affair that included the culture, social, economic, and physical condition in which a particular group of people find themselves at a given period of time. Aims are generalized and broad statement of direction with respect to given activities. Objectives are expression of end towards which our efforts are directed. The dictionary meaning of objective is sometimes that one is effort or action are intended to attain or accomplish. Goal is the distance in any given direction one expects to or during a given period of time. Problem. Problem is an issue or obstacle which make it difficult to achieve a desired goal. Objective or purposes. It refers to a situation, condition, or issue that is yet unresolved. Plan or work. Plan of work. Plan of work is an outline of activities to so arranged as to enable efficient execution of the program. It is a statement of activities to be undertaken by an individual, a group of people, or an organization within a definitely stated time to carry out the recommendation in the program. The plan of work indicates what is to be done, who is to do it, how it is to be done, when is it is to be done, who are to be served or reached, and how the result will be measured. Calendar of work is a plan of activity to be undertaken in a particular time sequence. Objective of having a program. Objective of having a program. To ensure careful consideration of what is to be done and why. Second, to furnish a guide criteria against which to judge all new proposal. Third, to establish objective towards which progress can be measured and evaluated. Fourth, to have a means of choosing the important, deep-rooted from incidental, minor, less important problems and the permanent from the temporary change. 5. To develop a common understanding about the means and between various functionaries and organization. 6. To ensure continuity during changes in personnel. 7. To help develop leadership. 8. To avoid waste of time and money and promote efficiency. 9. To justify expenditure and to ensure flow of funds. 10. To have a written form of statement of public use. Principle of extension program planning. Principle of extension program planning. Extension program should be based on an analysis of the past experiences, present situation, and future needs. For program determination, adequate information about the people and their situation have to be collected. The present situation is to be analyzed and interpreted on the basis of past experience by taking local people into confidence. This shall help in arriving at the future need. Extension programs should have clear and significant objectives which could satisfy important need of the people. The ultimate objective of program building is to satisfy the need of the people. For this purpose, significant objective pertaining to important need of the people should be selected and clearly stated. The emphasis shall be on what is attainable rather than on what is ideal. Although one should not lose sight of the latter, extension programs should fix a priority on the basis of available resources and time. The rural people, particularly in the developing countries, have a multitude of problems. All problems cannot be taken up at a time for solution because of the limitation of trained personnel, availability of funds, facilities, and other resources. Time is also a limiting factor as both the people and the funding agency cannot wait for an indefinite period of time to get the result. Considering all the parameters, it is essential to fix a priority in the program. Extension programs should clearly indicate the availability and utilization of resources. All extension programs should clearly state where from the funds, facilities, supply, and the needed personnel shall be made available and how this shall be utilized. This shall make the program practical and workable. Extension programs should have a general agreement at various levels. Program prepared at various levels such as village, district, state and national level should conform to each other and shall not work at cross purposes. Similarly, extension programs of a particular department should not be in conflict or contradiction with the extension program of another department. Extension program should involve people at the local level. Extension programs are implemented at the local level. Local people should therefore be involved all through from program formation to program implementation. Extension programs should involve relevant institution and organization. Extension program cannot be implemented in isolation. They require the support of many institutions and organizations. The program should broadly indicate the institution and organization to be involved and how they shall contribute in attaining the program object. Extension program should have definite plan of work. The plan of work may be separately drawn up or incorporated in the program. The program should broadly indicate how it will be executed. Unless the plan of work is drawn up, the program remains a theoretical exercise. Extension programs should provide for evaluation of result and reconsideration of the program. Extension program is not a static outline of activity. The program should make provision for periodical monitoring and evaluation of result to judge its progress. On the basis of the findings of evaluation, the program should be suitably modified to facilitate its reaching the objective within the stipulated period of time. Extension programs should provide equitable distribution of benefit amongst the member of the community. The it has been found that in a community generally the resources rich person benefit more in comparison to the resource poor from the implementation of extension program. The gap between rich and poor is getting widened as this may generate social disparity and social tension. The planning of extension program should give adequate emphasis on the weaker section of the community. Steps in extension program planning. Steps in extension program planning. The preparation, execution, and evaluation of extension program involve the following steps: collection of fact, analysis of situation, identification of problem, determination of objective and goal, developing plan of work and calendar of operations, following through plan of work and calendar of operations, evaluation of progress, reconsideration and revision of the program. Collection of fact. Collection of fact. It is the starting point of program planning process. Pertinent data may be collected from the available records and by survey of the area. Information relating to the people, their enterprises, level of technology, facilities and constraint value etc. relevant to program building may be collected. Information may also be collected from panchayat, cooperative and other organizations in the area. Analysis of situation. Analysis of situation. The data and information collected and then analyzed in an unbiased way, keeping in view the feelings expressed by client system. This shall help in understanding the situation in its proper perspective. The data must include purpose of rearing livestock, herd size, milk production, feeding and management practices, etc. Identification of problems. Identification of problem. A correct analysis and interpretation of the data shall help in identifying the problem. There may be many problems, but only the urgent and significant one, which could be solved within the available resources and within the limits of time, should be selected. Simple problem with high rate of success may be taken up first to gain confidence of the livestock farmer. Selection of a large number of problems which cannot be properly managed may lead to a failure of the program and generate frustration among the people. Determination of objective and goal. Determination of objective and goals. The objectives are set forth on the basis of the significant need identified. 2. The objectives should be direct and stated in clear terms. To make the objective realistic and achievable, there is need to state them in terms of specific goal. In the determination of goals, it may be necessary to again go through the data and information analyzed to find out what could actually be done in the existing situations with the available resources and time, which will be compatible and with which the people shall cooperate. It is necessary to discuss with the local people and local institutions, which shall also legitimize the program planning process. Developing plan of work and calendar of operations. Plan of work. The plan of work should be in written form and shall indicate who shall do what job. Example, what the change agent system, extension and the client system, livestock farmer shall do, which institution, organization, service department shall be involved. what will be the financial requirement and how it shall be must, what arrangements shall be made for marketing of the produce, training of the farmer, and so on. The plan should have all the essential detail and no important point should be left out. Calendar of work. Calendar of work. The calendar of operations shall be prepared on the basis of the plan of work and shall specify where a particular work shall be done, preferably mentioning that date and time, how much quantity of different inputs, including credits, shall be required, and when these must be made available, when, where, and for how many days the farmers and farm women shall be trained, who are the specialists to be involved in training and preparing the handouts when the publication shall be ready for distribution etc. That is, the calendar of operation shall especially state how and when all the significant activities shall be performed. They should be at least for one region or for a period of 1 year. In that case, they may be termed a seasonal plan or annual plan. Following through plan of work and calendar of operations. Training of participant, communication of information, conducting method demonstration, making regular visit, and monitoring are some of the important functions the extension agent shall perform at this stage. The work shall include solving unforeseen problems and taking corrective steps where needed. The performance of the extension agent and the organization support received at this stage may make the difference between success or failure of a program. Obtain feedback information as to what is happening to the farmers after introduction of a new technology is extremely important at this stage. Evaluation of progress. Evaluation of progress. Evaluation is the process of determining the extent to which the objective have been achieved. All programmers or programs must have an inbuilt system of evaluation to know how well the work is done. It should be a continuous process not only to measure the end result but also to ensure that all the steps are correctly followed. Evaluation may be formal or informal depending on the importance of the program and also on the availability of trained manpower, funds, facilities, and time. Reconsideration and revision of the program. Reconsideration and revision of the program. On the basis of the result of evaluation, the program should be reconsidered and revised if needed. The reconsideration should be done not only with the participant but also with the scientists, administrators in extension organization and local bodies like panchayat etc. Reconsideration shall help in making necessary correction and modification in the program. In reconsideration, emphasis should be one on the removal of technical defects, if any, and how to obtain more cooperation and involvement of the participant and various organizations. The purpose of such an exercise is to make the extension program more effective by removing the defects. Evaluation meaning and scope. Evaluation meaning and scope. Evaluation, in its broadest sense, means judging the value of something. It may be informal or formal. Formal evaluation may be defined as a process of systematic appraisal by which we determine the worth, value, or meaning of something. This something in extension may be a program or part of program, a method used in carrying on extension work, or a situation such as a community, a block, or even a larger area. The purpose of evaluation is to facilitate effective decision making without Jumping to conclusion. Extension evaluation is the process of determining how well the desired behavioral change have taken place or are taking place as a result of extension educational effort. Important elements of evaluation process. Important elements of evaluation process. The three important elements in the evaluation process are observation or collecting some information, applying some standard or criteria to our observation, finally forming some judgment, driving some conclusion to making some decision. Steps involving in evaluation plan. Steps involving in an evaluation plan. First, need for evaluation. What extension project, problem, activity, job, method, or situation to do want to evaluate? Why evaluate it? How can the result of the evaluation be used in your extension work? Second, purpose of the evaluation. Is the evaluation an analysis of the situation or an evaluation of teaching objectives? What questions should be answered by the evaluation? Third, questions to be answered by the evaluation. If analysis of a situation clarify the kind of information needed to answer the question. If an evaluation of teaching clarify the teaching objective, analyze the teaching plan, review what has been taught, how it was taught, and to whom, change in behavior expected as a result of the teaching, for source of the information. People, former farm woman, local leader, club member, non-member, extension worker, etc. Recorded information reports, census, etc. 5. Collecting the information. How? Interview, mail, questionnaires, observation, etc. By whom? Person making the evaluation, extension person, local leader, etc. 6. Selecting or constructing a record form, kind of form, questionnaires, interview form, test, observation sheet, rating scale, checklist, scorecard, etc. Data about the situation to be studies, evidence or progress toward the teaching objective. 7. Analysis and tabulation of the data for use, classification and sorting of data to answer the question in step to be work table needed, coding of free answer question, method of tabulation, short and sub short to bring out relationship, interpreting interpreting reporting and applying the findings, preparation of tablet chart and graph, summary of findings, application to extension work. 6 key to evaluating extension work. 6 key to evaluation 6 key to evaluating extension work. First, statement of objectives. State the objective of an activity to be evaluated in terms of behavior change in the people who are to do the learning. Example, dairy farmer to learn full hand making of cow. Source of evidence. Only those people whom you try to reach can provide proof of success or failure. Example, those dairy farmer who attended the full hand milking demonstration. Representative sample. Those person who actually provided the evidence of success must be representative of all whom you try to approach. Example, every and name from the list of dairy farmer who attend the full hand milking demonstration meeting. Appropriate method. The method of obtaining evidence must be appropriate to the kind of information being collected. Example, recording observation of the dairy farmer or how he milk his cow before and after the full hand milking demonstration. Reliable question. Reliable question. Word question carefully so as to obtain reliable unbiased data. Example, When asking question about a field visit during a dairy training program, did you see any new method of feeding dairy animals? 6. Plan to use result. Decide how you will analyze it and you use your evaluation result before evaluation is done. Is the percentage of adoption of a practice high, low, expected or unexpected? What the extension program have done or not done to make it high or keep it so low? What other factors are related to do it? How should the extension method or programs be changed to bring about a different amount of change? The method of obtaining evidence must be appropriate to the kind of information being collected. Example, recorded observation of the dairy farmer on how he milked his cow before and after the full hand milking demonstration. Reliable question. 5. Reliable question. Word question carefully show us to obtain reliable unbiased data. Example, when asking question about a field visit during a dairy training program, did you see any new method of feeding dairy animal? 6. Plan to use result. Decide how you will analyze it and use your evaluation result before evaluation is done. Is the percentage of adoption of a practice high, low, expected or unexpected? What the extension program have done or not done to make it high or keep it so low? What other factors are related to it? How should the extension method of program be changed to bring about a different kind or different amount of change? Problem in implementing animal husbandry extension program. Problem in implementing animal husbandry extension program. Lack of organized institutional setup to deal exclusively of animal husbandry program. Lack of sufficient manpower, lack of fund, lack of coordination and cooperation among the line department, macro level planning and implementation, top down model of program implementation, more emphasis on providing health care than on production, insufficient market infrastructure to market the procedure, unorganized production pattern, sporadic implementation. Identification of constraint in adoption of improved animal husbandry practice. Identification of constra- constraint in adoption of improved animal husbandry practices. There are wide range of factors influencing adoption and performance of new or existing technology at the farmer field. This could be broadly categorized under following head. First, non-transformable component of technology. Technology can be regarded as a combination of physical capital and technical knowledge or human capital. The simple purchase of physical capital or machine part of the technology is not a technology adoption or transfer. Equally important is to gain knowledge and expertise, and this is considered as non-transferable component of the technology. In animal husbandry, the expertise to identify disease cannot be given until and unless the farmer work and gain experience under the supervision of the scientist. The other reasons for real gap could be used for of modern machine and tools in the research station of accuracy. Environmental factor. The environmental factors are mainly responsible for region to region performance to the technology. The factors like heat, cold, frost, soil temperature, rainfall, and sunshine play an important role in the growth and yield of the animal as well as fodder crop. Physical and biological constraint. The physical constraint mean lack of infrastructural facility etc. On the other hand, biological constraint include attack of microorganisms and parasite infestation. All these factors are location specific and affect adversely on the adoption of certain technology, while the technology developed to remove these constraints will be accepted readily. Socio-organization constraint. It has been observed that the farmer's social status also influences the adoption of technology, including both physical and knowledge aspect. This factor could be age, education, infrastructure, and member of local organization, contact with extension agency, media participation, and extension participation. Techno-economic constraint. These constraints are related with technical facilities and economic power of a farmer. A poor farmer always hesitated to adopt new technology unless no cost is involved. These constraints are size of the farm asset, financial or credit availability, expected yield, and expected price. Farmer objective. A farmer's objective in adopting a particular technology may not always be profit maximization. He may be interested to minimize losses and risk, save labor, and improve quality. A technology giving the highest profit but involve high risk will not be adopted by the farmer whose objective is to minimize risk. Extension gap. Extension gap is another constraint in transfer and adoption of technology among farmers. It may be due to lack of education among farmers or non-adoption of proper extension method like demonstration and farm trial. Technology deficiency. Sometimes technology are developed for the sake of knowledge without giving much consideration to actual problem of the farmer and farmers requirement in view. It requires identify specific factor among above mentioned broad construction affected technology adoption and yield gap through analysis. The information on factors are collected and supplemented by on-farm trial and on-farm on-station research and field survey. A wide range of techniques has been employed to analyze constraints such as simple tabular analysis, analysis of variance, whole from budgeting, multivariates analysis, etc. These techniques are applied either separately or sometimes in combination. Consider constraint in adoption of improved animal husbandry practice. Constraint in adoption of improved animal husbandry practices. High cost of concentrate feed or feed ingredient, high cost of dry fodder, high cost of green fodder, poor quality of concentrate feed, low availability of green fodder, low availability of dry fodder, distant location of veterinary dispensary for treatment or AI etc. High cost of veterinary aid and services, lack of institutional credit facility, complexity in the procedure for obtaining loan, non-availability of family labor, poor conception rate through AI, high incidence of repeated breeding in crossbreed cow, inadequate market infrastructure for livestock and livestock product, non-remunerative price offer for livestock product, lack of knowledge about scientific animal husbandry practices, lack of education and training facility on scientific animal husbandry practices. Thank you.